What's up, college football fans and Mean Green fans? Noe Valente here once again with the Mean Green Show. Today, joined by JD and Miles, and we're going to recap a little bit of this Louisiana Tech game and talk a little bit about the upcoming UTSA game as well. And guys, before we get into all of that, you guys already know the drill. If you're a fan of college football, G5 football, and all that comes with that, consider hitting that like and subscribe button because that's truly all that we talk about. All right, JD, well, let's kind of go in on the offensive side of the ball first, starting with you. And really, what did you see from yesterday's game? And this team is now 3-0 in conference play, and that you liked, and you feel that it's clicking, and kind of the good and the bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think the good. You won another conference game. You won a conference game against Louisiana Tech. It's a team that seems like it's been a thorn in our side since Seth got here. I think I tweeted out yesterday. I was kind of having a little flashback to 2018 going into the halftime. I felt like Louisiana Tech was kind of trying to rally there, but Coach Cobb's this offensive line. I mean, they've got the rushing game going. I mean, that's my big highlight. Is anytime you can put up 450 plus yards on a FBS defense is impressive. And Austin Ani did his job, threw a couple touchdowns, only one interception. But, I mean, overall, the offense, like I said, running game's clicking and defense is making enough stops that it was an all-around – I would say this is probably the best all-around victory they've had in a couple years.
I mean, honestly, 303 rushing yards at halftime, I think was the total. That's insane. I mean, this is not the same Louisiana Tech team we've seen in the past. Skip Holtz, it looks like he's been missed a little bit, but this team played so well, and like you said, Coach Cobbs really has a great knack for getting the right running backs, and they're running the ball very, very hard. I mean, Ani had a fantastic throw to Jair Shorter for that first touchdown. The main thing I noticed was a lot more explosive plays and a lot more creativity in the past few games. And a lot of those trick plays with Horton, just not as much stale offense that they've had in the past few years. That's a really good sign. I mean, because UTSA is a very good team, and they're going to be expecting a lot of different things running the ball wise. So, I mean, it's really promising to see more creativity and just North Texas dominating. I mean, finally beating Louisiana Tech for the first time in 6 years.
4. They're 4-0 up until they had a 4-game win streak on us.
Yeah. And I don't want to kill the mood or kill the momentum or anything, but I will say this is our 4th win. We still haven't beat a team with a winning record yet. That's the one. Mm-hmm. I hate to be that guy, the buzzkill guy, but I'm going to have to throw that out. That I guess garner or curb our enthusiasm, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's I'm excited, and I think it's a great game. I think we played. We beat them by 20 points. That's impressive. You beat another FBS team, but
I think we've only played one team that has a winning record right now. And I don't think UNLV's winning record. I don't think Memphis has a winning record either. Yeah. So,
just SMU, I guess.
Well, no, they don't. Nobody has a winning record. They're 2-3, or they're 3-3 now. I guess. They're 500. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about the test coming up for this week, I guess, because UTSA definitely has a winning record. But anyway, so as far as the offensive side of the ball though goes, I mean, just to piggyback off what you said, JD, Austin Ani went out there and did his job and did a pretty decent job. And that pick was, looking at the positives here, it wasn't the worst pick that Ani's ever thrown. He's thrown a lot worse in the past and more recent past too. So, I mean, if that's what it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. A little over 50% completion rate from Ani with 2 touchdowns, and that one to Jair Shorter was very nice. Came out early, so I was thinking, man, Ani might be really having a career day today. But then we just kind of leaned into the run game, which again I think we totaled 480 plus yards on the ground.
475, is that right?
475. Okay, well,
something like that.
470 plus, whatever. And that's crazy. I mean, that's just insane. And my hope is that this offensive line and the team, but just talking on the offense side of the ball, is just getting that swagger and that momentum and really just expecting to win now and playing with a bit of an attitude. And I don't know if you guys listened to the post-game conference, but I forget, I'm blanking on the name, but they had an O-lineman. I don't know why I'm blanking, but he just kind of echoed we want to run the ball and that's what we like to do, and this, that, and the other, and it's working. So that's great. And going to the receiving A little bit of the receivers. Varkey's Gums led the team with receptions and yards. His only true redshirt freshman year, not even counting any COVID stuff. He's just 2 years removed from high school and just proving to be the freak that we all thought he was going to be. That's exciting. And yeah, is it Kalon Horton? Is that right?
Kalen Horton. I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Kalon Horton. Okay. But yeah, man, he's becoming a real feature player. I mean, just right out of Tarleton, man, we're starting to live off of these D2 guys we've been getting from the portal. So, get it how you live and whatever works. But, hopefully the offense can just continue to build off of this and, set up for a good game next week. But moving over to the defensive side of the ball, JD. So what are your thoughts defensively?
I mean, Kyle, you talked with Kalen Horton. There's several guys we got from the FCS rank and lower that I think it takes a couple of games for those guys to adjust to the FBS level. I mean, you've seen a guy like Mason Richards. I mean, he came in and had 3 sacks. I mean, that was his best game to date. You see some of those guys. I mean, Tom Treat had half a sack. Cam Roberts is a young guy. I mean, some of these young guys, some of these inexperienced guys, and I know I got killed on the board for saying, this team's young or inexperienced, but I mean, when I'm saying inexperienced, I'm saying there's not a lot of guys. I mean, we got a lot of new guys that don't have FBS experience. They may have been in FCS for 3 or 4 years, but they haven't played FBS football, and I think that's a completely different level. So seeing a guy like Mason Richards finally click and taking off, Roderick Brown's a young guy that's kind of becoming an anchor in the middle of that defense. And then, I mean, I think you have to give a shout out to Katie Davis. 19 tackles in a FBS football game is unreal. I mean, and the fact that it's not one of those scenarios where he's the only guy on the field making plays. There's other guys he's just making more. I mean, 19 tackles is crazy. I mean, that's crazy for a high school game, much less a Division I FBS conference game.
Yeah, perfectly said. I mean, honestly, the front seven is something that is not worrying me at all. I mean, I think who we play in the next few weeks, I'm not worried about that at all. I'm worried about the secondary. La Tech threw 456 yards. Now, at some point, it was a little bit like, the game's over, they're just throwing the ball. But there was one point in this first half, Smoke Harris was wide open for a touchdown. I mean, I'm still concerned mainly up on the safeties with Keelan Crosby and Sean Thomas Faulkner and those guys. A little bit concerned because what we're seeing in the next few weeks is very explosive offense. And I mean, La Tech did throw the ball much better than I expected to. And, but I'm not as worried as I have been in the past, but, because we have the guys like Katie Davis and we have Rod Brown in the middle. I mean, I talked to his dad before the game and he's like, I'm expecting 2 sacks from him. I'm like, well, yeah, he's going to get 2 sacks today. I mean, there's so much consistency up there compared to the secondary, which bothers me. But honestly, it was a very well played game. They didn't really give up any big plays besides that one. I think that was just one big explosion play for La Tech that they scored on.
Yeah, obviously Katie Davis. I mean, 19 tackles. What else? What else is it really to say? And that's a machine. That's a tackling machine. And thank God, we got him back out of the portal. However it happened, thank God it happened. And and the Mason Richards, oh man, he's just I can't say enough good things about him. He's just such a good, humble person, and I'm so glad that he's seeing a lot of success. And I just talking to him briefly that I know he's a workhorse off the field, and I think his game is just going to continue to climb. I don't know if we'll see another 3 sack game anytime soon. That's insane, but the fact that just kind of he's starting to see the fruits of his labor come to fruition is really exciting for him. And
I miss the Murphy twins, but
yeah,
it feels like we did pretty well getting like a almost full replacement of those guys.
Yeah,
it's been really impressive what I guess you could say Coach Passwaters and Bennett on the defensive side have done to get those guys in here, like Mason Richards and did Tom Tree play a whole lot?
He played. He's been out for a few weeks, but
I saw him have a few tackles. I'm pretty sure. So they're really improving up there, and that was something that I was kind of worried about. There's not a whole lot of experience, mainly losing the twins. That was something I was really not expecting them to be as good as they are right now. But when you have a guy like Katie Davis as the anchor, I feel like you're gonna have good success.
Yeah. Just real quick, just imagine if we had the twins with all these guys like Mason and Tom Tree, whatever.
Well,
obviously,
we're gonna have about 10 more penalties, but
yeah, I'd take it. But anyway, I mean, they're doing great things at UCLA. So Anyway, and then Rod Brown, just again 2 years removed from high school, true sophomore, played a lot as a true freshman. He's a monster. I mean, that's just awesome to see. It really gives you hope for the future. And I mean the present. I mean he's doing great. And yeah, I share a lot of your concerns though with the secondary. I guess just I mean it's the teams that are coming up. They're gonna do a lot of things, and we'll jump into it real quickly. Just a little brief talk about UTSA here now, but yeah, defensively, I mean as a whole though, I think it's it's moving in the right direction. And the big tests are coming though to see. I mean, like JD, like you said, it'd be we're playing guys that have winning records again. So we'll see how it goes.
Did I hear this right about Mooney being suspended the first half?
Yeah, I heard that on Matthew Bruni's.
Do we know why? Like,
I have
don't remember.
no idea. I
don't
have no
remember
idea
what he did in the last game. I don't think he did anything in the last. I can't really recall why he was suspended. Or
maybe he kicked someone. I don't know, but no, I have no idea what he did. But anyway, okay. So kind of talking in just briefly about the UTSA game coming up, and just real quick. I mean, we'll make it real short. If you guys can go in, we'll start with JD. You just tell us your concerns, and then real quick your positives of what might could happen for North Texas to get a win. But JD, starting with you, if you can go over your concerns.
My concerns is it's a very talented football team. I think I've said on here, I've said it on other podcasts. I think Jeff Traylor is a very good head coach. I think he's got 20 years experience over Seth, even though it's high school, whatever we want to count what level. I mean, I think he's a very good head coach. I think he's assembled a very good team there in San Antonio. The thing that I'm feeling positive about is as much as UTSA fans don't want to, they try to make it out to not be a big rivalry on Twitter and everywhere else. I mean, this is a rivalry. I mean, we can throw out it's a rivalry game, throw out the records, throw out we saw last year. I mean, a bad North Texas team beat a ranked UTSA team. I understand the weather, but that's just the way rivalry games go. I think they've got a lot of injuries, but they also scheduled us as their homecoming. I think if North Texas locker room is not fired up about that that your rivalry scheduled you as their homecoming game, I think there's no way you're getting motivated. But like I said, they do have injuries up front. I think they struggle rushing defense. Add that all in, I think it's got a chance to be a very interesting game. But as we've seen with these teams play before, it could also be a 40-point blowout either way. So I'm not betting either way, but I think that if some things fall our way, I wouldn't be surprised if North Texas goes there and wins.
Yeah, I mean the starting line we're plus 9.5, I think, or 10, something like that. Which honestly, I mean UTSA is a very good football team. They're gonna test our secondary a lot. Like I've already said, they're gonna test it a lot. They have some of the best receivers in this conference. But I mean concerns is like the secondary. If Ani can be consistent in this game, because UTSA is gonna be trying to. Their game plan is gonna be stopping the run more than anything else. If Ani can make some big plays, if we can get some big explosive plays in this game and limit what UTSA can do offensively, I think we win this game, or at least we stay close. But in the past, like you said, I mean, this should be a motivation game because 2020 we went in there and we got our butt kicked. I mean, that was one of the ugliest football games I've ever watched. That game was not close. And then last year we did that to them. So, I hope these guys are really motivated. I have high expectations for the run game, but we'll see what happens. I mean, honestly, UTSA is not that good of a team compared to the past few years. I'll say it right now, and I hope they quote me on that, and I hope we win on that so I can talk back at them. But I'm just excited for a good game. It should be really good, and at least it's indoors, so I'll take that.
Yeah, for me the most concerning part is, I mean, and it keys into the receiver and everything, and receivers and everything, but is no surprise here is Frank Harris. I think. I'm just really high on him. I think he's one of the best QBs in Conference USA in a long time. I might be alone in that thought to some degree, but I think he's great. I've watched a lot of Conference USA football this year, probably more than I've ever have, and a lot of them have been UTSA games. And he's just a difference maker, just total difference maker. and he can just do things with his arm. And he does have a loaded weapon, or a lot of weapons at receiver that help, obviously, but he can just place balls where he wants them a lot of the times. And you know what the biggest thing is, North Texas has struggled with running QBs against UNLV, and even at Memphis. Not that what's his name from Zach Hennigan. Yeah, not that he's really a mobile QB, but he kind of looked like one against us. So obviously Frank Harris is a mobile QB. So I pray that they spy him with one or two, and just kind of just don't let him tear us up with our legs, but try not to let him tear us up with his arms either. So I don't know. He really gives me a lot of concern as a North Texas fan. Things that I'm, I guess
Oh,
did we lose him?
I think we just lost him. No,
he's got like the thinking pose going on.
Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. I think he needs to. I think he can reload and come back in.
Well, that's all, folks.
Oh man. What I will say is that I feel like if North Texas fans are being pretty mad when we're rushing only 3 guys, because we got to have people in contain, and they're not going to be rushing that many people.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like I said, the UTSA fans can act like it's not a big game, but we're going to see some trick plays from UTSA. I mean, I wouldn't. They open up the game with the flea flicker. I mean, it's always stuff like. I mean, it's a big game to them. They can play it off. But my thing is, how does Ani? I mean, I guess he's played the Alamo Dome before. I'm not really sure. I might need to check that. But I mean,
he split, I think, in 2020.
The Alamo Dome is a crazy atmosphere. I mean, it's
gonna be loud. There's gonna be 30,000. I think I would say about 30,000.
I mean, so and I don't know. My thing with Ani is just don't make the mistakes. Like, just make the plays you should make. Like when there's a wide open receiver, 8 yards, just hit that guy. Don't underthrow him, and don't throw it to the other team. You get pick sixes if you don't do that. I mean, I think they're undefeated when he doesn't throw pick sixes.
Well, I think they said in the Seth trailer, if we score 40 points, we're winning that game. But that one interception he had last game was just—it's like why would you throw that? I mean, just throw it away, or
you're in field goal range. It's the end of the half. Like, those are the plays I'm talking about. That's just you're like he's super smart. He's a super intelligent guy. He's a leader, and it's all like something that just he goes dumbass for 2 seconds. But I'm not a Division I quarterback. I mean, I know there's a ton of stuff going on, but it's just those plays you're just like scratching your head, like, what the hell are we doing?
I agree. Well, I don't know how Sonoy ends these I forgot how he ends these type of things, but make sure to follow the UNT 6 and North Texas Eagle on Twitter. And I think he's doing his UTSA preview on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. I'm assuming it'll be with Jared from the Alamo Dome, the whatever audible that's called. I forgot what they're called. Should be something like that in the middle of the week. But I'm gonna be out of here. I'm gonna jump out of here. I'm about to watch this Chiefs game. Green. I'll see you. Go Mean Green.